Hey everybody. So I wanted to get on and make a video about a comment on something I posted on Instagram. And what I posted on Instagram was something along the lines of we shouldn't give toxic people the keys to our emotional and spiritualness. Or it was something along those lines. But the comment that one of the individuals made was, should we be labeling people toxic? That's just where they're at, you know? And I totally agree with that perspective. Like, I get it. Like, sometimes we create more division when we place a label on each other. But in the same respect, we have to look at this. Why do so many people resonate with that? Why? Because everybody carries energy. Everybody has a frequency that they're carrying around with them. And you'll notice that people who we might label toxic but aren't necessarily toxic, like, we don't have to label them that, but the reason we do, because it gives us a better understanding of like how we operate and interact with others around us. So you carry a certain frequency, they carry a certain frequency. Say you're vibrating at a certain rate and they're vibrating at a certain rate. It's the energy we carry. Somebody comes into your experience and they make you feel like shit. Like, you feel like shit when they're around, because they have a certain energetic level that's not aligning with yours. So you're not a vibrational match, right? And so it could be it could be a million different scenarios of why somebody carries some like lower vibrational energy. And when we look at this from like a quantum standpoint, we have to understand that everybody's coming in from a different perspective. So like, even if you're a high vibrational being and so is another individual, you're both on your spiritual path, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a vibrational match. And it's it's good to know, like, if you're in tune with who you really are, you will get a sense of who you are a vibrational match to. They'll start coming into your life. What you put out is what you get back, okay? So from another perspective, we have to look and say, okay, why am I attracting this in my life? Am I allowing it in, or am I vibrationally attracting it because I'm a vibrational match to it? Okay? And not in all situations, because we're humans and we live in this 3D reality. So whether you're vibing high or not, that doesn't mean every single thing that comes into your experience is a vibrational match to you. And so when it isn't, you know right away, your body tells you, your emotions tell you, that does not resonate with me. So you have to put up these boundaries. You have to understand, like, and have respect for yourself. So when you're a conscious being and you're on this spiritual path and you understand that the way you feel, your emotional state of being is what your reality is going to reflect. How you feel is what you're going to see, okay? So even if somebody who isn't a vibrational match to you, maybe carries quote unquote toxic energy, it's just another way to understand it better. If they come into your experience, you have that opportunity to perceive that experience in whatever way you want. You have the opportunity to put up whatever boundaries you want to put up. And maybe you make a decision that doesn't serve your highest good. Maybe you continue to interact with an individual who brings your vibration down. Because if you keep putting yourself around people who are low vibrational beings, who aren't on this ascension journey, who maybe aren't, they're gossiping all the time, they're just spewing out low vibrational frequencies. Eventually, if you don't set a boundary or separate yourself from that, your focus on it, just merely your focus on it, will bring your vibration down with it. You'll become a vibrational match to what you choose to experience if you don't set a boundary. So that's why when we have cycles that we go through, so we're also healing. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has toxic or low vibrational energy or energy blocks within them, unless you're like an insane enlightened being, which is almost no human. Like, we are human beings. Like, we have polarities within us, okay? So when the ego comes out, or these negative energies come out, or you get triggered and you get angry, like, you have an opportunity to not react in a certain way, to accept the fact that maybe you feel this lower emotion, but you have the opportunity to pause and choose a different reaction, choose a different perception, choose to look at a situation like, wow, you know what? Maybe I just went through this crazy situation, and you could look at it in such a negative way. You could claim yourself a victim. I feel this way because this person said this. I feel this way because this thing happened to me. Or you can flip the entire script. You can literally jump from victimhood timeline to a timeline that serves your highest good and start pushing the momentum in a positive way, in a positive direction, so your life can literally change. Or you can choose to react in the same old ways and repeat a cycle. So I'm so glad that this person, even though they disagreed with a meme that I just saw and it kind of resonated with me, so I reposted it. They didn't disagree with it inherently. They disagreed with the fact that we were labeling somebody toxic. We were labeling people because it creates division, and what we ultimately want to do is bring each other together. But in the same respect, when you want to learn about things, when you're in this human experience and you're, regardless of anything, going to experience contrast, going to experience negative energies and stuff, if you can understand them better through labeling them something, just like I'm a woman and somebody else would be a man or a child or whatever, like, it's a lot easier to talk about things when you put a label to them. That doesn't mean like we're not all one. It just means like, wow, we're navigating this reality, and in order to understand it better, we can label things, and that's okay, because everybody can see it from her perspective. Wasn't wrong, or he, I don't even remember who commented on it. That perspective, nobody's perspective is wrong. Everybody is experiencing this reality from their own perspective, and all of those perspectives are true based on the fact that it's true for that individual. And we have to try to start thinking more quantumly in order to really become united. And that's exactly the point she was trying to make to begin with. Aren't we all in this together? Abso-fucking-lutely. We're in this together. But if we don't start understanding that every single person has a perspective and their perspective is true from their stance in life, like, that's how we come together. Understanding that this person is living their life, and that's okay. They're feeling what they're feeling, and that's okay. And I'm living my experience, not judging them, just looking at the situation for what it is, and just spreading love and light, and just accepting people for who they are, and then living our lives as examples, as trying not to judge others, trying not to, setting the proper boundaries for ourselves so we don't bring ourselves down. We just have to understand how to navigate this reality without judgment. And it's okay to use labels so we can better understand this experience. Stop taking life too seriously. Like, don't look for things like, don't be a victim. Don't look for things to complain about. Don't look for people to pick apart and like judge. Like, the more you just let go and just flow and just let people be them and you do you, the more smooth your experience is going to be. But yeah, that's all I wanted to come on and say to you guys, because I kind of wanted to clarify on that, because I think that it was a really good point that was brought up. But it's good for us to share each other's perspectives so we can see it in so many different ways, and we can see that we can choose to live our life from whatever perspective we want. Every moment we get another opportunity to choose a different perspective. So yeah, guys, I love you, and I will see you on the other side.